Welcome to Be Frank, where we get real and we are frank about what's going on in this generation. Today, without wasting time, I have a number of friends here, and we're going to be discussing something very important. First off, we have the observing journalist, Smart Tichi Nixon, Lucy. How are you doing?
Good.
We have Pastor Elvis, and then we have Ifwa there. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
I hope everybody is doing well. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Producer, we'll be waiting for the hot chocolate, all right? So please invite your family and friends to be part of this afternoon show because we are going to get heated up in this studio. I think the discussion is going to be interesting. And along the line, if you have comments or you have contributions to make, you can also send them to us and we'll display the number. But those of you watching on YouTube, you can send your comments to the YouTube stream right now. So, guys, once again, welcome.
Thank you.
So, for some time now, I've been seeing that, people are really into reality TV shows. And I've been surprised, I've been taken aback by some of the things I've seen over the past few weeks. Particularly, I was watching, I'm told that there are some shows even in Ghana. Okay, and some of the things are very bizarre. I didn't expect them. I didn't expect to see such things in our culture or in our context. I have a number of videos that I want us to see so that you can see what is actually going on in Africa today when it comes to reality TV. So if we have the video, let's go to South Africa. So this is Big Brother, I believe Big Brother South Africa. And this is what's going on. So for the sake of our viewers, we've censored some of the things, but my goodness. This is Big Brother Niger. This is Big Brother Niger. All right. And observing, this is serious.
Wow.
I mean, my God. They are not praying. This is also big. This is also in Nigeria. But so gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen, so we saw what's happening in Nigeria.
Yep.
But what surprised me was that, I mean, and for the Big Brother Nigeria, Big Brother South Africa, I've been familiar with this, I mean, all through junior high school and all that. But I was quite surprised to see something similar happening in Ghana.
Precisely.
So for those who don't believe, let's see what's happening in Ghana right now. Let's see the footage from Ghana, if we have it. Okay, look at this. This is in Ghana. This is in Ghana. This is in Ghana. So this is a reality TV show in Ghana, and this is live. My goodness. So the people are in a swimming pool and they are doing God knows what. And this is happening in Ghana. Okay, all right. So basically, this is what we're going to be looking at today. So reality TV shows in Africa, in Africa, including Ghana. This was my first time seeing something like this. I'm told that apart from Big Brother Niger, Big Brother South Africa, there is also Perfect Match Extra. Perfect Match Extra. What do you guys think about what we just saw?
Globalization.
Exactly.
Is that what you call it?
I think
That
it
is
is.
what it is.
It is
Modernization, globalization.
You know, because in times past, like she said, globalization is beginning to permeate the borders of almost every country, and people are now beginning to experience other cultures from elsewhere. But then again, at first when we used to have just one media channel, every content that was produced on that channel belonged to the nation. It portrayed the cultures of the people, the values of the people, the things the people believed in. However, after globalization, the channels are open now. At first, you had to wake up at 5 a.m. and sit behind the TV and wait till 6 a.m. before you see something show up. But now there is the influx of channels. You have the plethora of channels. Depending on what kind of decoder you're using, you don't necessarily have to sit down and wait to see another content. So this globalization space where the media is a big purveyor is giving people the opportunity to see other things happening in different cultures. And when it comes to the media and globalization, we'll all understand that for a media house, they are in it for profit. They are in it for profit. And if we don't establish that fact, we would get a lot of the arguments wrong. So if somebody is in a business for profit, it means that they are going to be selling to you products or services that interests the consumers. So for us who consume content online, we must begin to ask ourselves, are we producers or we are consumers? If we are producers, what are we producing? If we are consumers, what are we consuming? Because as we said, we cannot control what a media house wants to show. We can't control that. But what we can control is what we are consuming on a daily basis, and take up that responsibility as well to educate someone else who needs that kind of direction in terms of what they consume. In times past, we have PGs, we have rate 13, we had 16, but you don't put 18 on a Facebook video. You cannot put PG on a Facebook video, an Instagram video, or even a video that is being shown on one of the decoder stations. You can't do that anymore because the remote is available to almost every individual in the house. So whatever content I'm watching, Lucy is watching, Apostle is watching, Pastor Elvis is watching, everybody is watching the same thing. So it becomes very difficult now to talk about what we can see on TV and what we cannot see on TV, because now it's in your face whether you like it or not. Because for them, who are the media houses, they are selling and they are there to pay their bills, they are there to pay their staff, they are there to, and so what they would put out there to get them the big money, that is what they would do.
But there are two issues here. So number one, are you saying that as long as people will buy your product, there are no limits to what you can sell? That will pose a lot of problems for us. And number two, I think there's a big issue if people are actually buying this, because if they're doing season after season, it means that people are actually interested in this. And that is my surprise. That's what troubles me, you know.
Don't be.
Okay, ladies first.
He said it all, but I like to add a thing or two. You know, you were shocked that it is in Ghana.
Yes.
And he mentioned media houses are making money. And they have observed, they have actually researched and identified that, because this whole thing started with Big Brother. It was Big Brother Africa. So then it was one stage for the whole African, continent, with people from various countries doing that. And so it was in South Africa, and that is where they were streaming from. And, South Africa is more advanced in things of that sort than what we have here. And then it came to Big Brother Nigeria. So then the Nigerian markets, media markets, actually noticed that this is being, bringing in a lot of stream of money, because they made it live for everybody so long as you have data, and their viewer rates brings in income. And income in the sense that because viewer rates are high, they get a lot of product to advertise on that. And I'm sorry, but alcohol sells, and this is sex and all other things that embody sex, so alcohol and all the products that they use. And this is a big platform that they can sell. So then they get their advertisements, which is income for them. So Nigeria has realized, we can also make money out of. And now Ghana has also realized we can also make money out of.
And is that okay?
It's globalization.
Should our interest only be in people's ability to profit of what people are looking for.
Money answers
Because
all things.
I think once you open that Pandora's box, there is no limit.
It is
We get
open.
into child pornography, we get into all sorts of things.
It is opened.
And you're okay with that?
It's bringing in money.
I think that the bigger conversation would have to be, as a people, can we really control the new narrative today? Which is very difficult to answer. Because someone who probably is in, forgive me, but let me say Pokrom or Fantiakwa district in a village somewhere, who has no access to a mobile phone or a laptop, does not know what data is, has no idea what other channels are. In the media consumption, there is what we call the uses and gratification. It's a theory. People use every media space or channel to satisfy a certain desire that they have. So an example, you can be in a meeting, you are bored, and so you pick your phone, jump on Instagram, and watch comedy. You are using that particular media content to gratify a certain desire that you have at the end of the day. If somebody is found in an environment or society where they don't have access to phone or internet, or they would find another thing to satisfy their desire, their needs, or whatever wants that they have. We are in a space where the media is growing. We cannot block the media from growing. However, what certain countries are doing today that is helping the populace is doing more of cultural censorship and content censorship, which you can even find in China today. Because there are things today that you may be seeing in Ghana, and you would think because we are both on the same application, social media, we are both watching this channel, we are all not seeing the same thing. Because content is being directed now. Let's not forget that we call it a program. Every program has an intent to invoke a certain reaction from you. If I show you a content and I'm not getting the reaction I'm looking for, I will stop showing it.
Exactly.
That is the point. I would stop showing it. And there are people also in certain countries who expect a certain value and behavior from their populace. And so they decide what, the populace should consume.
But that's precisely my point.
Yes.
The fact that people are still doing this, people are still doing season after season, means that people are enjoying it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's my surprise. And I know that if you have been a fan of Perfect
Match
Match?
Extra.
Perfect Match
Yeah.
Extra. What is it about the show that interests you?
We all have reasons why we consume certain content. Like you rightly said, we can be in a meeting, you're bored, so you go on Instagram and then you watch some comedy videos to entertain yourself because people are talking too much. You're bored. So I watch Perfect Match. I don't watch it all the time, but anytime I get the chance to watch, it's not on TV. Mind you, it's on a different site. So if you have data, somebody said if you have data, you can consume whatever you want to consume.
Okay.
I have data.
Oh my God.
Free. Wi-Fi. Unlimited.
Pastor Elvis, please push your mic close to hers.
80% of the time when I go to look for money, I get bored. Because I'm at work. Nobody likes to work. So whenever I have time,
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
okay, so whenever I have time, I just jump on Perfect Match. I have data. My boss is paying. I have data. I watch whatever I want to watch. And even that one, I get bored because I'm still youthful, And one thing I've realized about the media is they know the youth. You easily get bored.
Yeah.
Now you can't catch our attention for more than 10 minutes. What am I doing? It's like life is moving too fast. So I need to watch something else. And that Perfect Match, I just watch it to distract myself. I love it. I love the drama with it. I'm not learning anything from there. I'm not learning anything. Like you rightly said, it's program. Everything is planned, scripted for your entertainment. They can go very, very far to hit a nerve. That is, they will show you some things, so that and they'll take it from there. Because they need you to come back the next time. They create the drama for you. I like the drama. We all need drama. Come on.
And there are no limits to the kind of drama you want to consume?
No, there are no limits. There are no limits. Because it is not affecting me in any way. it's not affecting me in any way. My sexual life, whatever life, it's not affecting me because in as much as social media or globalization has negative impact, it also has positive impact. There's so much distractions. Now we have AI, ChatGPT that does all the hard work. Now we don't even think plenty. As I'm here, if I need something, I have to go to ChatGPT. Because it's globalization, it's okay. I don't have to think plenty because I have all the answers there. So whatever I watch on social media or on TV relies on me. We have people in Fantiapa.
But would you join a program like that if you had the chance? Would you join Perfect Match Extra? Would you be one of the contestants?
Yeah. Contestants. It depends on the money involved. At the end of the day, money is what keeps us moving.
Thank you.
But observe it. What's the price for?
I think that the recent one was 50,000.
50,000. So it's 50.
Yeah.
50,000 or
I
100,000.
don't know if the two of them had to share it, but I think
But
They are a couple, so
they're a couple. So
Yeah.
they are,
for how many months? I'm already in
50
the
days.
50
50
days.
days.
Yeah.
Which means a day. I'll do my calculations at home.
So 1,000 cities a day. Would
1,000
that
cedis a
would
day.
that allow? Would that
Allow me.
inspire or motivate you to do what we see? Because from what you're saying, it sounds like as long as the viewers are loving you, that's how you get the point.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you can do the controversial things, then
Controversial things. Yes, you see, the first season is 50,000. Well, I've watched. Next time they'll increase it.
it's not even about that. It's a reality show, and then it exposes you to other opportunities. So there are long term. So it's not just about somebody would just overlook the 50,000, but the exposure.
We live in a country where when we are doing this, people like the morals. What are you teaching the kids? Please, you think they don't know? Go to Fantiapa, they don't have social media, they don't know PM extra. But the teenage pregnancy rate is even rampant there. Oh, they don't even have social media or whatever they are showing on TV. I
true.
watch it, but I know that I'm not supposed to do this. But I just watch it for entertainment's sake. They are entertaining me, I'm enjoying, I'm consuming, I love it.
and so you are willing to sell your soul for 50,000 cities.
That isn't she selling her soul.
My soul belongs to God and God alone. You just have a part of me. My soul is never for you.
But what I mean is, so you would gladly expose yourself on TV.
Exposure is very large. Which part?
So I mean, like what we just saw,
What
they were
doing,
kissing,
they were
smooching,
kissing.
they were in bed
Did
together.
they win? Those who were kissing didn't even win. A strategy, like you said, program. Before I go on the program, I have programmed myself. I need to know what I'm taking there. It's mind games. You know, Ghanaian viewers are so emotional. You know, something small, it gets to them. That's why they keep making money off us all the time. You know, the drama. You know, people still believe this thing is real. But it's not.
But the kissing is real. The smooching is real.
The same way.
The being almost naked in the pool is real.
It's a pool. They are well dressed. They are well dressed for the place. It's a pool. A swimsuit. It's a pool. They are supposed to be in a
He goes
swimsuit.
on set and be kissing. He kisses.
So do you agree that women who do this kind of thing have they've cheapened themselves?
No.
Not chipping themselves. You only chipping yourself if after all this you're not getting paid. Am I getting paid?
So people do this out of desperation.
No,
out
it
of
may not be
desperation.
desperation because I said she asked whether those who did all those things won. You know, people are out there watching this also for particular reasons. So then you may not win, but something about you will make you stand out.
So
That
even
would-
if you get the popularity, are you saying that the popularity is worth the exposure
if
of
there
yourself?
is extreme incoming money for the popularity that I
for
have gained.
100,000 cities?
No, you see, there will be a residual income. Like she said, you program, you know how you want to position yourself to be seen so that you get the right kind of exposure for your product
So-
and what you stand out for.
So obviously, I want you.
So
to
people
comment
come
so
there not necessarily for the program, but the kind of exposure, the
Exposure, they're
afterwards
looking for
thing
the
that will
exposure.
bring the long term, the residual income and ambassadorial thing. See, there are people all over. We have condom brands that would want to use people for their product. We have alcoholic brands. So it has a market. And your target, when you plan and execute well, forget about winning. You would get what you want.
Okay, Pastor Elvis.
So OJ made an outstanding assertion, and followed by the ladies. Listening to the conversation going on, I just got a little bit disturbed.
I am extremely disturbed.
Because there used to be a time, to be frank, there used to be a time that there were standards, there were limits. There used to be a time that sin was called sin. And there used to be a time that people were not afraid to call sin sin. But we are sort of moving or migrating to a point where sin is sort of becoming okay.
Everything
and
goes.
The standards are being lowered. The godly standard about sexuality have been lowered. And today, I just sit back and I see the weapon, the devil using all means. You know, I was thinking about our discussion today, and the Lord kept on impressing on my heart that the devil is using sexuality to destroy us. The Bible says in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6 that our bodies are a temple of God. What this means is that the Holy Spirit resides in us. And the devil knows this. So if he's able to get the temple of God destroyed, then he's able to get what? The Holy Spirit quenched or out of the body. And when this happens, what you would only see is that destinies will be derailed. People will be distracted because they don't hear from the Holy Spirit anymore. They don't get led by the Holy Spirit anymore. They just live their lives based on what they are hearing from the devil, based on what they feel like doing, based on what they feel like it's normal to do, and it becomes disturbing.
So Pastor Elvis is saying that this is the voice of the devil.
He shouldn't be disturbed, because this is actually confirming the word of God too. So in the latter days, these things are supposed to happen. You should be happy that the world is coming to an end and probably raptured. But these are things that are supposed to happen.
The dynamics of the conversation, I think that I really want to address with her name, but the name Ifwa. Good. I love one of the things that Ifwa mentioned, because it would help us also to look at it from a very good Christian perspective. Now, Ifwa has risen to the level where she is no more a passive consumer of content that she is being fed. Ifwa makes us understand that she is an active consumer. She knows what to click on. And for her, it doesn't affect her. One out of the many. For me, that is how I would look at it. One out of the many. She is probably one person out of 6,000 people, or one out of 100 people. I'm trying to make a point. Who would watch a content and would not be influenced by it?
That's
okay.
not entirely true.
No, I'm making a point.
That's not entirely true.
I'm making a point. Because if she admits that, okay, now there is admission on her side, that the content, she knows that she's not supposed to do that, but she's just watching it just for watching's sake. She's satisfying her boredom with something that would entertain her. She loves the drama. However, what we fail to understand is that people are now changing from the normal way of building a good brand for themselves, regardless of the field they find themselves in. Today, research has proven that there are only 3 ways to build a brand. If someone wants to build a brand now in this world, they choose the easiest part. The first one is controversy. And that is what we are discussing today. Yeah. Anything controversial, they jump on it and they become popular.
It sells.
So, good. It sells. It sells. But my question will be how much? When you move away from the controversy, you would come to comedy, which is another big thing today. There is good comedy and there is bad comedy. All right? Then you come to the one that almost everybody wants to shy away from today. Consistency. People know that the consistency part, Apostle, takes someone latest not less than 30 years sometimes to build a brand so solid that the world can admire. So because we know that controversy sells, because we know that negativity is what gets the deal, why would I let me move away from perfect match extra. Let me take you to South Africa and let's look at Young, Rich and Famous. Why would I denigrate my wife on national TV? So much so that to the point that people begin to look at my wife and say very bad things about her just because she was on a show with her husband and her husband made some comments about their marriage which was not African. It wasn't something that we actually accept in our African tradition. I wouldn't on any day put my wife out there for the world to ridicule her in that manner with the purpose of, if I am to go with what Lucy is saying, if the money is good. I wouldn't do that. So it means that the need for survival has become more important than the need for change and to do right in our society. So today the conversation is not about whether it is right or wrong. It is about how much it is paying.
That is where we should be disturbed. That is why we should be disturbed.
That's why I'm saying that if she may be an active person, someone may be passive. And so when we jump on our latest TikTok, which is almost like 6 years now, people are seeing things becoming normal. Put it in parentheses. People are seeing certain things to be normal because their eyes engage with it daily. They open channels and they also want to feed the public with the same content because in their minds it is normal. And that is why we must be concerned about the kind of content we put out if we don't care whether it is right or wrong.
So, OJ, I want to come in here.
Okay.
So, what you said about Ifua, I don't totally believe in it because she...
What did he say that you don't believe in?
That she's just watching it for
doesn't
fun.
get...
She's not influenced.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, what you watch makes you. If not in the present time, in the not too distant future or the distant future, you will see these things play out in your life. So I'm a bit disturbed the more because everybody sitting around the table today seems to be like okay with like, oh, these things going on, we can watch them. If we're 10 years ago, the same if we're 10 years ago, I'm sure would give you a different feedback. I don't entirely believe that because society is changing.
But that's Pastor, that's speculation. I
No,
think
no.
you don't.
I am telling you for sure.
No,
You
but
see,
you can't tell us for
I am-
sure.
I'm coming.
how
I'm making a point.
She says
Until-
now she was a spoiled brat.
No,
so-
that's not entirely true. Social media 10 years ago was different. I'm coming. Let me land. Social media 10 years ago
Oh, but
was
it is
different.
not social.
I'm coming.
Social media is
I'm coming. Let me
probably
land.
enhancing
Yes,
what
let me
was
land.
false.
So let
We are talking about
So-
the content in specific.
Of course.
Not just the platforms. Because
You
the,
started by making a point that TV was one.
yes.
Some years ago.
Yes.
Social
In
media-
terms of variety.
Yes. So
In
I'm
terms
making a
of
point.
you
So
know,
see,
let's
see-
establish this before you
I'm
move on.
coming.
Hold on.
Let's establish this before you move on because I want you to make your point. When I said TV was one, I initially stated that the content on there promoted the ideals of the nation. That's what I said. So I want you to build on that premise because that is what I want to say. If you take a look at GTV, let's make an example. The dressing they portray even on there shows everything African. It speaks to the ideals, the values, and the culture of the people. Okay? The point I made was that the moment you have variety in channels, you are having another content from a different nation permeating your media borders. And so there is a culture infiltration. That is how come you get the cultural shock. Because for a certain culture, that act of kissing in public is normal. I don't know if you get the point.
That we get.
Yes, okay. When that act is normal in that country and it finds its way into your country, there are people who may also begin to
Even
think.
that country you are talking about, making reference to that, it's normal to kiss. I am telling you for a fact that in that country, so besides that country you are talking about, let's go on. I'll carry on from this. Besides that country you are talking about,
So maybe America.
America.
Okay.
Even in America, before that time that kissing became normal, there was a time that kissing was abnormal.
So there is growth. So it
that's
means
my
that
point.
from time to time things
That is my
change.
point.
So make your
The
point.
change. I'm making my point that I'm more disturbed listening to the conversation where Ifwa is saying that she's consuming this actively and she is not impacted. That is where I want to disagree that what you watch would make you.
Have you watched Suits?
Oh, yes, I have watched you.
Have you become a lawyer?
Have you become a lawyer?
No, listen.
Okay, I have two questions.
That's a good one.
No, I have two
No.
questions.
No, let me
You have not
I'm
become a lawyer. One, two. Are you
allow me to make my point.
Are you manipulative?
Allow me to make my point.
Make your point.
Okay.
You cannot watch Suits and become a lawyer. That's
You
Are
say
you
what?
now- okay.
That's I'm coming.
But is he now
You cannot
manipulative?
Are you manipulative?
Of course.
Oh.
Are you manipulative?
Of course, when you watch Suits.
No, he's saying.
No, are you
In
manipulative?
what sense?
You, Pastor Elvis. are
You, Pastor Elvis, are you manipulative in
what
character?
sense? In what sense?
In
Because
character.
Suits,
Manipulative
the
has-
series
Because of Suits.
actually shows.
Yes. So
I'm saying
the
that
influence,
manipulate.
no.
I have heard Apostle preach one day.
Manipulation is a big word to use. Manipulation is a big word to use. Say influenced.
No,
Influenced.
It's broader.
there is not an iota of influence in Suits. Everything is manipulation.
No.
When
That's
people,
too far.
when
That's too
people,
far.
no. When people find out something about Lucy, she did 7 years ago, and bring it back into her life today, to force her
To do things.
to do something today in my favor, it is not influence.
So make your point.
that's-
So I am saying
You
that
said you heard.
I heard Apostle preach one day, and he made mention of the fact that he had to stop watching the Game of Thrones because there were certain things his spirit couldn't come to terms with. That is someone drawing the line between his spirit and his consumption. And I'm saying that if you say you don't agree with Efwa, when Efwa says that she may watch it, but
is not
she
influenced.
will not necessarily be, and you moved the you moved the conversation to what you watch is who
Becomes you. Yeah.
what you become. And I say I disagree.
Because maybe she has drawn the line. She's been able to draw the line between.
You watch Suit and you didn't become manipulated.
So so you allowed him to land. Let me come in. I think manipulation is a bit too far to use. Influence, I would agree.
Okay.
Because- And you were asking me questions like, when I watch Suits,
Did you become a lawyer?
How can you become a lawyer when you have not been to law school or been called to the bar?
Somebody
But
was
that's
became
the-
a lawyer,
but
but didn't
that's
go
the-
to law school. I
That's
mean,
the
the main
point- that's
one of the
point-
characters.
That's the point that Smart is trying to make. He's trying to make. So I get where he's coming from, and I also get where you're coming
I
from.
want to sprinkle a
No,
little.
so I'm coming. Clarify his points so we can go on.
Observing.
So
Make me understand. I hope I got you.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So he is saying that you made a claim, and I think it's quite a vague
Yeah.
claim because you said what you watch is what you become. I get that there
No,
is.
I didn't say what you watch is what you become. I say what you watch is what makes you.
what
Okay.
makes you?
All right. So even then, if what you watch is what makes you, I understand that there is some truth in that. In that we become the things that we look at and the things we listen to.
Yes.
Okay. However, don't leave it as such a vague statement, and that's why he brought in the question. You've been watching Suits, and
Yeah.
it's a law program, a program about lawyers, etc. But you have not become a lawyer by watching Suits, which is a fair point.
Yes.
It's a good counter argument.
He said something.
I like, of course, I'm sure you were trying to use the words of Jesus, okay?
Are you saying it can shape
It can
the way you see things? Because you know,
Obviously,
in the
yes.
Bible where Jesus healed somebody, let me make this point biblically so you can get my point. When Jesus healed somebody, he asked them, "What do you see?" He asked the person, "What do you see?" And he said he sees men like trees. And that's a bad thing. Because if you see something like another thing, it is not right. You are supposed to see men as
What it
men.
is.
And you are supposed to see trees as trees.
So what's your
So
point?
Jesus had to touch the person again. My point is that you do not perceive that because somebody watches a particular thing,
makes
they
sense.
are what they are watching.
But let me give something to.
It has the potential.
So-
It has. That is the point I want you to understand.
They are not coming
It
to
doesn't
me.
make them. It has the potential, and it all falls back.
bring the.
So you see, before I was making a point that she watches, is it passively or actively?
She said she likes it.
No, she said passively.
No.
You said, I think you used the term actively or
No, she says she watches it, but
she
it's
loves
not
it.
something.
as and when. Okay, so I am making the point that in the past, sin was sin, and people were not afraid to call sin what it was.
Okay.
But today, the devil, through media, through mass media, through books, through movies, have made it normal for people to fornicate and commit adultery on TV. And that is what you people are consuming, and see nothing wrong with it. In the past, sexuality was between a man that is married to a woman. But today, sexuality is brought out on TV, and we see everything okay with this.
Wait. Even when you say in the past,
Yes.
sexuality was between man and woman, I beg to differ. Okay, what the reason being that
Let's not deviate, guys. And let's not deviate. So I think, in your defense, I wish I had the video here, but an experiment was conducted, and in the experiment there were monkeys. Okay, and what happened was they gave each time they put a cashew nut on the table, and a monkey took the cashew nut. There was an activity, a neural activity in the brain of the monkey. They had put these sensors in the monkey's brain. So there was no, the monkey was in a cage, and then the cashew nuts were put on the table. Then what they did was, now they removed the cage, and somebody picked the cashew nut. Interestingly, when the person picked the cashew nut, the same neural activity took place in the monkey's mind, which means that whereas at first the monkey, by picking the cashew nut itself, that activity was initiated. Now, by looking at someone do it, the same neural activity was done. Which is to say, that is why sometimes when people are watching movies that are quite sexual, they feel something, even though they are not the actual participant. Yeah. So I think in Pastor Elvis's defense, as you are watching what people are doing, it influences you somehow, even at the subconscious level. And I think he has a point.
No,
but he shouldn't be too vague in the statement he made.
The influence can be positive or negative.
Please give her your mic.
Okay.
Yeah. The influence can be positive or negative. Now, let me tell you something. This
They are listening. To be frank, they are listening.
the sexual content has been there since we didn't have cameras and social
No,
media.
exactly.
It has been there since.
Yeah.
Before your parents got married, they were doing things they won't tell you.
Nobody disagrees.
They were
Nobody
doing
disagrees.
things. There was no camera then.
Yes.
Things were happening,
but we didn't know.
We didn't know.
Exactly.
But now they are shedding light on it.
Maximized.
How you consume it depends on you. 10 years ago, I told you I'm a pro. 10 years ago, I was so much into telenovelas, because I was a jobless youth, first of all, and I was fornicating. I had a boyfriend. I was fornicating. I was watching telenovelas. Now, I don't watch telenovelas. It makes me sick to the stomach to watch telenovelas.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things have
Not to catch you, but did the telenovelas make you fornicate?
It didn't make me fornicate, no.
Okay.
I
But
fornicated.
was there any correlation?
Because I was a young.
Was there any
teenager.
correlation
There was
between?
no correlation. The
Are you
only
sure?
thing was that I wanted my boyfriend to love me the way Alejandro was loving,
That's a correlation. That's a
So,
correlation.
you see, listen, let me laugh.
Okay.
Like I said, there's a negative way you can look at it, and there's a positive way. Now I can't look at a novella because it makes me sick. Because I feel people are acting too much. People are being perfect. The main character too perfect. It's not like that.
And it's potential.
I don't want it. Now I don't fornicate anymore. I know better. Why? Because I watch all these things. I know the lessons I pick from it. I can be watching perfect my extra.
Yeah.
And I know what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
If I should go on perfect my extra, I do comedy. I will sell my comedy with a little booty shaking.
Hey.
Controversially, just to get them, because
Exactly.
it will draw some people are hypocrites. That is their guilty pleasure. They have people who watch porn and be like, I'm gonna show. But they come out and be hypocrites about it. They will tell you that it's not good. Maybe if you put me outside, I'll tell you that it's not good. Don't watch. It's bad. Ew. Because I'm a shit. Because it's guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
It's just guilty pleasure to take my mind off some things. Now I don't watch telenovela because I know the things in it are not real. Now we have a lot of social media platforms. We have TikTok. We have Twitter. We have Instagram. Going on social media sometimes makes me physically sick. We have Thread now. I prefer to post the things I'm doing, to promote my things with a little controversy. Because a lot of people will talk about it, they will talk about
it will draw attention to you
I've
too.
mastered how things are. And it's the same way the programmers, the people on TV, they don't care about morality. They go to church on Sundays, but they don't care about morality because they know that even if they go to church and come, they will still come and watch. Why do you think they show day trash on Sunday evening? Hello?
But if I think we hear you,
Yeah.
but I think that many people make the mistake of thinking that it is only the external things that you do that matter, without paying attention to what happens to you internally. And no wonder, there's a scripture that says, those things that are pure, those things that are of good report, those things that are noble, etc.
Yeah.
Think on those things. And the Bible says that for good reason, because like Pastor Elvis was trying to say, the things that you consume and the things you meditate on, some way, somehow, they influence how you perceive the world, and they influence even how you act. It is true that sin has always been sin. I mean, homosexuality, even in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, was there. However, don't you think that modern media has amplified has amplified these things to this generation? So even 100 years ago, let me not give 60 years ago, for someone to have access to pornographic material or sensual material, they had to travel, they had to, go the extra mile.
It wasn't even just prints. Those times it was just prints.
I'm even talking those who wanted to watch those things at the cinema, they had to sneak around. Now, with the proliferation of this material through our modern media, you can't tell me that there's only a light being shown on sin that is already taking place. No, it is sowing more seeds of sin in people's minds. And so that would be a deception to think that, sin has always been there. No, now through these platforms, seeds of sin are being seeds of immorality, seeds of promiscuity are being sown into the minds of consumers.
He said something that I like. I'm not going to.
Okay.
You said something that when you were starting, you were like, the devil has a way of forming weapons. This time here, yeah, missiles. Like the devil is working 247.
Oh, he's been
You
away.
see, this is where the Christian community should also work. Because when social media came, they used to chastise us. Don't go on social media. It's not good. Don't go and do this. Now, you say it's not good though. But you see those media people, they took advantage of it. Since you don't want to go there, your children are going there. We will influence them. How about that? Now, there are many churches on social media now. Now we have Alpha Hour. When I can't sleep at 12 o'clock, I just go there, listen to prayers and watch people comment, asking what they want by the comment section instead of praying. And then I also pray sometimes,
And then you go back and watch your things.
No, I go back to work on Monday and I to
When she's bored.
and then watch. I don't know that I'm still a human being, So it has been there. Now, if you don't want, why don't we also have a Christian something to counter all this? Because it's fun. Controversially, not sexual. Controversially. People like controversy. Forget sex stuff. They like controversy. People are bored. Now there's a term called violence. They like violence because they say peace is an Ewa name. It's a FM station. So they like violence. So why don't you give them through the Christian way? People like the soft stories. At the end of the day, somebody won. Ghanaians like, at the end of the day, God won. They like it. Do you know what I'm saying? So long as this are on the media and we sit here and we talk about this as Christians, it will not work. Let's find something to also counter them.
The same time, same duration, so that you mix it up.
The best way we can counter them. If not, they're best.
But how, in practical terms, how can that happen? Because like you mentioned, the 3 C's that you mentioned.
Yeah, the 3 C's. Either controversy, comedy, or consistency.
So choose one. Comedy.
But
Would you watch a church program that is being organized at the same time? Perfect Match Extra.
It depends.
Stream. I'm just asking. Would you watch?
You weren't specific with a church program, so it depends.
A church program like
a teaching program.
a teaching program.
Why will I watch a teaching program?
A
I
teaching
do that
program,
all the
a Bible
time.
quiz.
Exactly.
A quiz.
Exactly.
Because it's too plain. A Bible quiz.
So how would you make it creative?
Teaching
How
who are
would
sorry
how
for
would
that.
you make it
Thank you.
creative?
This is creative.
What is
You see
creative?
what we are discussing? You see what we are discussing? We are discussing about the things of the world, globalization and all that, the good and the bad. People like that. People like to be given options. You know, when you don't give a child options, or say,
Yeah.
I would want to know why you don't want me to watch.
So that is to say that you will watch to be frank.
Yeah.
If it's being streamed at the same time, Perfect Match Extra is being streamed.
Depends on what's
This
being
conversation
discussed.
We are discussing perfect.
Thank
What
you.
are you going to go this for?
Okay, so now you make a point.
Yes. You see, and we have added God to it. So you are watching and you are getting the lessons. You are watching and getting the lessons. But if we don't discuss this or we don't bring in any Christian topic, we will go and watch the Perfect Match and we will watch some bikini.
I want to add to what Ifwa is saying. I know last time we mentioned that information is good to make the right decisions. I think sometimes Christians actually clothe certain things in Christianity, and so I don't want to use the word bias, but I believe it is bias when we just dwell on the Christian side. But our children, our people, the young ones, they are in a society. The only time they find themselves around is when we are home. But when they leave from the house, it's a whole community, different upbringing and all that. So when they are able to know the Christian values and the things they are supposed to do, and they still see this thing, it helps them make the right decision between the two. But the thing is that when we talk of only the Christian side and we leave this, when they see this, their curiosity is aroused. And
No,
believe
so,
me, I'll find out.
Lucy,
I'll find
I
out.
think one thing you need to know is people are not just able to decipher between good and bad and choose good from the bad when they see good and bad and they know what the good is. The more you see people doing bad or the more you see people doing evil, when you meet evil and good in your cabinet or in your closet, the tendency of you choosing the evil is high
Because
you
it
have
is
seen it.
easier to
It's
choose
normal.
the evil.
You have- I'm coming.
With our
No,
Christian
I'm coming.
values, we
I'm
are
coming.
made to also understand that when you are
Lucy,
finding
one
difficulty
thing-
in doing what is right, that is the right thing for
I'm
you
coming.
to do.
So let me land. You have the best Christian values, but you switch to, there are 10 channels. You switch to channel A, B, C, and everybody is showing a certain culture, a certain way of life. Now, Lucy begins to think, is it because there's something wrong with me? That is why I am behaving in this way. Someday, I tell you, someday you will choose to walk or you will conform with what is happening out there.
Pastor Elvis,
I may
let me
also
just
let
come
me
in. Pastor
observe.
Elvis,
Yeah.
let me come in here. If you find Pastor Elvis doing extremely well in the movie industry with movies that are actually captivating, and you find another Elvis who is very much invested in the world and is also very successful in his field, which one would you watch?
Could you come again with your question?
If you have Pastor Elvis doing extremely well in the movie industry, in film, and you have another Elvis who is doing extremely well in the, for purposes of the conversation, in the world, which one would you rather watch?
If
I don't
you
know
have
if
Pastor Elvis doing very well
in the Christian,
okay.
Christian space. Okay. I'm asking you this because before I started my production company, I used to think that Ghanaians only like laughter. Okay? Because after studying the creative arts industry for a very long time, I started asking myself, would people really pick Christian lessons from my plays? That is one major question that I had to battle with. When I wrote When Will You Marry Me? And I saw over 1,000 people in the auditorium, if I show you the testimonies on my phone, you will be amazed. Just this April, we had the wedding night. 3 people have texted me that I have saved them from a toxic relationship.
Thank you.
Because going into the wedding preparation, they were being forced to make certain commitments that they were not psychologically ready to do that. However, this platform, if you watch the full play, you would appreciate that we intentionally interlace the play with a lot of Christian lessons and
So
more.
what's your point with the
So
question?
my
you
point
asked?
is, I'm coming to the creativity point
To the
that
question
Ifwa
you
mentioned.
asked me.
Yes,
Let him laugh.
yes. The creativity point that Ifwa mentioned is that we must intentionally create content that would capture the minds of the youth to know that there are ways we can teach them things and not just come on a show, open the Bible and say Genesis 5 verse 16.
boring.
That is,
That
I'm coming. Let me land.
That doesn't answer the question.
No, I'm coming to the question I asked you. Because you see, people are picking their phones and they are thinking the world is more creative than Christians.
Oh yeah.
But in your play, did you interlace it with controversy? Did you interlace it with things that we would
In
say
the world.
Apostle,
have
I
a
can,
shock
world.
factor?
I can give you 3 different scenarios in the play. In a part of the play, there is this bridesmaid, groomsman kind of appeal thing. Today, there is a certain notion that when you go to be a bridesmaid or you go to be a groomsman and you are put in a hotel and all of you guys are in the same, there is the probability that something can happen. So normally when people, so you see, this is what I want to address. It's because you are not opening yourself up to the other things that may happen in the same space that you're speaking about. You do not have enough information about the other things that are happening. But if you do know that, you would know how to teach. Last week you made a point, a very great point, that Archbishop said, if you are expecting something from your congregants and you don't teach it, you won't get it. But the people have already developed a perception, and you must show them. My wife said, why will Archbishop show the other gods in Egypt? And I told her, someone has faith in those gods. Someone believes Horus, someone believes Anka and all those stuff. He must show them at the end of the day to now show you that there are gods, there are mighty gods, but God is almighty. If there
Must you show sex before you
no,
can communicate?
not showing it all, but on the context of which to choose to watch in terms of creativity. We have always believed that Christians are not creative. Christians are dull. When you watch Christian programs, they are boring. I'm making a point. And I can tell you for a fact, if you take a look at the sponsorship rate of Christian programs and worldly programs,
That tells it.
the only thing missing in there is the level of creativity. Because the redundancy and the routine nature of the way programs are organized is the same. People want a bit of creativity, but you, at the end of the day, sell the message that you want to sell.
So I see creativity.
The youth of today will not turn on a TV and see you doing Bible quiz competition
watch
and take 1 hour of
If
their
it
time.
is, it's showing on
They
all
wouldn't do it.
channels. We'll put the TV
They
on.
wouldn't do it.
It's the truth.
Okay? But you have realized that recently, even on TikTok, churches are beginning to run to congregants after service with a camera and a mic. Give us one scripture in the Bible. Who were the couples of? Those things are engaging
yeah.
Those
because
are Bible trivia, and the same.
we are all talking about the same thing. We are still talking about creativity. Because at first, it will be over spiritualized. Like when someone says that, okay, use one English word to sing a worship song. I'm giving you the word worthy. I'm giving you the word Jehovah. Now you have to now begin to sit down and think, hey, Charlie, which worship song does Jehovah appear in? We are talking about content that people consume.
So smart.
If the Christian community would want to change the narrative on television, don't forget we are in competition. We cannot act that they do not exist. The world needs balance for Christianity and the good morals to thrive. Because you cannot think that this world you live in, everything is good. If you do that, Pastor Elvis, you will be making a big mistake.
So you see, where I would disagree with you is, I said Bible quiz. I just gave examples. I didn't say the Bible quiz is going to be like you come and I ask you who is Jesus' father. No, I just gave the name. I just cited an example.
Yeah.
There are million ways you can twist the Bible quiz and make it into.
So what's your point?
To make it creative.
Okay.
He was saying that Bible quiz is not creative.
No, but I think we've all
said the
understood where
format.
he's coming
I'm
from.
coming.
Yeah.
So he's saying that, I mean,
How
Christians,
we make it.
how we package
Yeah.
the content is what matters. I think there's no argument about
I'm
that.
not a pastor, yeah? I'm not a pastor. Far from it. Evangelist, far from it. Now, you should have my contacts. Many people know me. I do stage plays. I do a lot of comedy. So, yesterday night, I have a lot of agnostic,
atheists.
meet all these people. I'm Christian. I have them yesterday. I was just there bored, and I did a status with them, and I was like, if you agnostic get up and you think you're a stubborn hard guy, go and ask of Jonah, the shark guy, or is it the shark guy or the bonsu guy? Go and Google Jonah. He's stubborn, the hardest man in the Bible. Go and type it on Google. They went to type it on Google because they came to me. They were correcting me. Most of them are atheists. You get it? In a way, you think I'm having fun, you see, but I'm drawing them. They've gone to open the Bible. I'm pick their interest. It may be something small, but it's huge. Do you get what I'm saying? It's very, very huge. It's fun. It's entertainment. They take a fun, they're show, their comedy concert, then they'll go and Google, and then they'll send me the Google. And I say, yes, at the end of the day, I'm making you read the Bible. On a normal day, if I tell you go and read the Bible, you will never read. But I'm using comedy to make you go and read the Bible, and you will read. It's the same way. Let's go back to PM Estra. PM Estra, we see a character called Ali, and his girlfriend. His girlfriend is Christian. We know Ali is a Muslim. And they are on this show. They are on this show and, doing all manner of things. If a Christian, you want to do a Christian content, you can get to Ali. For Ali to talk about God that, I have seen the power of God since I met this lady. In a way you think it's small, but you are getting to the people. Small. So as this man was saying, that you said you still don't want to understand. See, you can have a whole Christian Bible trivia and all that, but there are ways of doing it. This, what I've told you, people need choices. People need the choices between good and bad. It can't always be good. You know why? Because they'll tell you it's good, and you come to the church and somebody does something small, and you judge the person, and you ask questions like, this is good. Why is he doing this? Now, when he or she goes into the world and realize that the world, there is no judgment. Nobody is judging you. Because where I come from, there is so much judgment. They will stay there. Do you get it? So there needs to be a balance. At the end of the day, somebody has to meet somebody in the middle. There needs to be a balance. There is darkness, there is light.
Last week we talked about. The habitual continuum.
What do you mean by balance? Like,
Apostle.
Balance. I think we should. Then. Did you hear what she said?
So
that's her balance.
So last week, Pastor Elvis, we talked about the habitual continuum. We said there is a trigger, there is a habit, and there is a reward. However, when people need to change from what they are doing, you don't just tell them stop. You replace it for them. Because the Bible says that the devil finds work for the idle hands. If you are telling someone to stop something, what are you replacing? Whatever they have stopped earlier, what are you replacing it with? That is why we are always encouraged and entreated that we shouldn't forsake the assembly of the brethren, because the moment you begin to allow the person to go back to, or the person is not doing anything at all, just sitting down, the probability of the person picking back the habit is very high. So when you take a certain habit from someone, you must replace it with another thing that can transform their lives. If you don't replace it, they sit down idle for a very long time, and they are like, they want to find something.
Are you trying to explain her balance?
No, I'm trying to explain. There was a question earlier. There was a question earlier about what we need to feed people. Okay, if we are taking away the twerking or whatever that they see on Snapchat or TikTok from them, there should be something else we are feeding them as God's people.
I agree.
Or you understand me? So that is where the conversation is. If we are trying to change the narrative in the eyes of the people, today the psychological span for every youth on anything they consume is only 5 seconds. Only 5 seconds. That is the kind of competition you have.
Do you have any research to back this claim?
I am the research.
I won't come and throw dust in your eyes. I won't come and throw dust in your eyes.
No, but
because
I'm sure it's not far from that.
No, everything that is being done today, most of the things are being consumed on social media. So today, companies are paying as much as possible to get creative people who can get your attention even in 30 seconds to sell their message. Because every young person today looks at something, in the next 3 seconds they are swiping.
Goes to the next
They are flipping. They are going to the next thing. In advertisement today, even if you have an advert for 1 minute 30 seconds, it's too long.
much. Yeah.
Okay. So,
Okay.
so, but bringing the discussion back, I think we've still not addressed the issue. If you have a young person, or maybe I asked you yourself, but if you have a young person who says, okay, I've seen this show, Perfect Match Extra, Big Brother Africa, I want to go and join it because I see the, what did you call it? Is it auxiliary benefits? You called it something. Residual
benefits.
So apart from the potential income they will get, the popularity and all that, so they're considering joining a show like that. What will be your advice? And I ask this because I'm sure we all know of Kim Kardashian and the Kardashian family, and we know how they rose to prominence. Right now, I think Kim Kardashian is probably the first or among the few female billionaires in the whole world. It was through a sex tape that sold. And she became popular. Now she has all the money she can get. Is it worth it?
It is worth it. The reason is this. I'll give you a reason. Let me just
but
give
did you hear my question?
Yes. You
Is it
said
worth,
if I know somebody who wants to go on that show, what would be my advice?
Is it worth it showing yourself? Is it worth it doing something like what Kim Kardashian did, or maybe even a milder form? If at the end of the day it will get you the income, it will get you the popularity that you're looking for.
Why ever not? Why not?
I think the economy is having an adverse effect on us.
No, relax, no, relax.
So this proves
I
my
will
point.
explain.
So you agree that women are money
Yeah, that's
centered.
it. Me, I will take it.
Women are so before you come in, look, and I have proof. I have a video that shows, and this was done in Nigeria. Okay, and you hear some of the comments that these women are making. I was surprised. So producer, if we have the video, the Nigeria.
Money answers all things.
A rich man that cheats or a poor man that is loyal, which would you go for? I think a rich man that cheats.
You get it?
What? You don't want loyalty? I think it's good to, it's better to cry in the bed than to cry in a bar. Oh my God. That's right.
If you don't get it, forget about it.
Which one is a cheat? So you don't mind if it's a cheat. You just want to have money. Oh God, go change and what? Give me a cheating rich guy. A cheating rich guy, why? Because I rather cry in the Benz. That guy in the ballroom. Why is everybody saying the same thing, guys? Buckle up. So money like you have.
So,
You better go for the rich one.
You said?
We'll be packaging it.
It's a question you ask.
let me have the first
The poor men are also cheating,
No, the
so why
question
not
is-
choose make a right choice?
No. So clearly, it's like women.
So you men don't like money? Is that what you're saying?
But this one looks like
Look, like, are you really telling me men don't like money?
men like money, but we are not even going to the adultery bit. But hold on. You see, I think that this is a reflection of society today, and you are saying it exactly as it is. Women are looking for money. So your advice is, as long as you would what did she say? It's better to cry in a Bugatti
in
She said we will package it. Even the cheating can be packaged when there is money.
Look at that.
Let me answer your question. You asked the question if I know somebody. Now, we have ministries. We have everything in this body is a calling. We have people who sing and people who go to school to learn how to sing. Somebody who sings naturally, a gift, a talent, or you do this to sing. We have people who get into ministry because they have the calling. We have people who are entertainers. No matter what you do, if you put that person in an office, they can't function because that is where they are supposed to be. They have their people. God has designed a man for them. They have their own men. They can't marry a pastor. They will run. They can't marry a lawyer. It is boring. They can't marry a medical doctor. We all have our talents. Now, if somebody comes to me and the person goes like they want to do this and they want to get money out of it and blah, 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 I will tell you to follow your passion. Follow your calling. Maybe that is your calling. Now, you were talking about Kim Kardashian. She used whatever to get to wherever she is. Now, she's a very big influence, good or bad. People are watching her. She has so many followers. Now, you can look at Kim Kardashian in a positive way. You can look at her in a negative way. I look at her in a positive way because she's very business-minded. She's at the top. she shows herself occasionally. She's making money off all these people. She's not doing the sex tape anymore. You know, we knew her as the person who did the sex tape. But how Kim Kardashian will live her future depends on him. It depends on her. Kim Kardashian can be like, I'm changing. I'm now for God right now. And you see how many people will follow her.
Yeah.
But this argument is
If on a regular day, do you care about people's source of wealth?
On a regular day, I care about people's source of wealth.
You care.
Yes, I do
You
care.
care how they make their
I
money.
care how they make their money.
Would you rather have a way of teaching your kids in terms of parenting that I would want you to make money the right way?
The thing is the legal way. Let's use the
The
legal
legal
way.
way. The legal
Let's use
way.
the
Prostitution is legal in Holland.
In Holland,
Would you want your
I would
daughter to
never
travel?
want my daughter.
Precisely. So that's the
I
point
would
we are
never
making.
want my daughter to do
That's the
prostitution.
little
Why
issue
not?
sometimes I have with legality.
I get
Because
it. But
sometimes
it
in
depends
certain
on
jurisdictions,
the
yes, in certain jurisdictions,
exactly.
certain things may be legal
Exactly.
to you.
Bible
So we are drawing the conversation closer to what we are all
Bible says
discussing.
there will adhere nyinaa ho kwan.
Whole point. Everything is permissible, but not all is
Benye nyinaa na yɛ
beneficial.
man. Now, me, I like to follow the 10 Commandments now. Funny enough. Am I stealing? No. Am I gossiping? Am I the reason why my neighbor is fighting somebody? It's in the Bible somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't read the Bible more often, but I know the Bible. I know it's somewhere. Am I fornicating? No. Am I stealing somebody's thing? No. Because na came na first because na came me bomb I said me make Miska. But now if the maid forgets, I give him the money because it's not good. I feel I have come to understand that whatever you throw out, they come back to you. Whatever you throw out the wall, come back to you. Everything has consequences. The little things. If you steal somebody's one Ghana cedis, you pay for it. That's what people call karma. It's true. You will pay for it some way, somehow. Because Uji will be 10 Ghana, while losing a baby. It is not good. You will lose bigger than the person. That is
so
it.
tying that to what
my argument is lately we enjoy watching other people do certain things. Like on camera. All right.
Yeah.
But I have come to see that when you ask us personally that would we have our kids, not even us,
Our kids
do
it.
say.
Do say.
It's very difficult for us to answer.
Yeah.
Because we know some way, somehow, within our heart of hearts, that my daughter or my son shouldn't be going this way. Because it is not right.
All right.
It is not right. We are getting to the place where people do not care about people's source of wealth anymore. The Kim Kardashian we are discussing today is the woman who had the fastest wedding and fastest divorce in this life. She has the record of that.
Yeah.
And I think she is on her fifth husband, or I don't know which number husband she is on. If people are allowed to do whatever that they want to do, we will begin to, in the long run, give rights to almost every bad thing. That somebody, it's happening now. That someone has the right to. Oh, they have the right. If I'm bringing the
No,
conversation.
but
closer.
even that, I'm not trying to cut you short.
Okay.
These days, even what you term as bad is relative.
Yes, it's relative.
Yeah.
Can be good to
Oh,
someone.
okay, it's bad to you, but I think that.
Thank you.
For me,
So long as it's not illegal and it's okay.
because earlier she mentioned ambassadorial deals, and if you've been in the media space, you know to what extent some people had to go, and things they had to do on TV to earn them ambassadorial deals,
Yeah.
to get their faces on billboards, to become the brand ambassador and do certain
I have
things.
been
like-
there before.
But lately, most of the things that are guaranteeing someone becoming a brand ambassador are very, very weird things. Let me use the word weird. And now it is pushing almost every young person, almost all the youth, to do the same things they found other people doing to get those ambassadorial
Yeah,
deals.
people have set the pace, so it's easy to follow.
So, if I am in any reality show, Young Rich Famous, Big Brother Niger, and DKB went and became a comedian in Ghana, We have
Match,
Perfect Match
Rush.
Extra.
America's Got Talent.
America's Got
I
Talent and
wanted
all
to use that as an example. When
As
you
a
ask
reality.
whether I would let somebody do that,
something
it
reality.
depends on what the person has projected. Because there was this gentleman who went, we have always said Simon is a bit thing when it comes to Christianity and things. But one man, I think an East African guy.
That thing was edited.
That was edited.
So he
He
did it.
put his sermon under the video. It was edited.
Yeah, it was
Wasn't
edited.
real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where the man was purportedly preaching at.
No, it wasn't
edited.
even a preaching. I think he sang a gospel song.
Oh yeah.
He's actually sang a gospel song, and they asked why he chose that song, and he said he's a preacher man, and this is a big platform, and it's a bigger opportunity to preach the gospel. That was his response.
So
He got the buzzer right from screening
So what's your
to
point?
final. My point is, he decided to go to the show.
Yeah.
Which has its all form of things. Even the judges on the show have their own
It's a whole
issues.
controversy on its own.
But this is a talent show. Now what we're talking about is
It is somebody's talent to act.
and-
Like she said, it is scripted,
and-
so the person is
but
acting.
hold on, even with AGT and the Got Talent franchise, there are standards. So people can't just come and do whatever they want to do. Unlike with the reality TV shows where we saw people are in the pool.
It is
kissing and things like
scripted. The kiss can even be scripted.
Would you kiss me on TV?
Depends.
Am I getting money for it? Am
Are
I
you
getting
what?
Are you what?
Am I getting money for it?
It depends.
So that is my question now.
Yeah.
Would we be concerned
Is
about
kissing you
people's...
illegal?
No.
Is it?
It's not
Yes, it
illegal.
is. Because it is. Because I'm coming. It's not legal. Because my wife has a certificate to show.
Okay, one.
First of
Okay,
all.
then before,
First of
because
all.
I also
Then
want to believe
secondly,
that
because-
before you had come on the show, because people
Okay.
who go on such shows and are married actually discuss and they weigh the pros of
Is that
cons
right?
and how far you would go. It's a
Is that
discussion.
right?
It is
But
what
observe
you
it.
want to
Is
do.
that
Point-
right?
Point of correction. I don't think it's illegal. Perhaps it's immoral.
Immoral.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
As for the legality of it, I
Okay.
don't,
Oh yes.
It
immoral.
is.
is it illegal for a woman to kiss another
He's
woman?
married. That
Yes,
makes
he's
it
married.
illegal.
Well, I've not heard of anyone
On
being
the
arrested.
basis of legality.
I've not heard anyone being arrested or fined
For having kissed somebody's
So,
wife or
so I
husband.
think it's more of a moral question.
Okay.
than
No, you
legal.
were
Okay.
saying something about the endorsement deals.
Yes. So when we push the youth of today to believe that your ability to go haywire on screen is what guarantees you more money, we would have a bigger problem to deal with. Because today you realize that the level of stress and depression is getting high because almost every person wants to be famous. And that's the conversation we are having right now. Because people are actually in these homes, the Big Brother Niger, Big Brother Africa, to expose something they really have. Big Brother Niger last year, I think the gentleman who won was a musician.
Yeah.
This fair guy or something like
So
that.
he had a talent to
so,
expose it.
so he had a talent, but then he had to use that as a conduit.
But he
But-
never had sex on the show.
Exactly.
So-
I'm not
That is why I want to
chastising
say
him.
that somebody can also go there, and the swimsuit you are seeing them in the pool. That is even the right attire for the right place. I want to make that point. But somebody can also put on a swimsuit that won't expose any part of its
Anything.
body,
Yes.
And
which is
people will-
decent enough,
Listen,
Yes.
and people will love it.
Yes.
And other, companies that are into decent clothing, she can just get to model for them,
Precisely.
and that's just it.
You know the funny
But the
thing?
ratio,
You know the
the
funny
ratio. of
But it
people
is
who do-
there. It is still there.
It is there. It is there. Permit me to put out some names. When you take a look at Martha Nkoman in Ghana's movie industry, she used to be known to be a sex symbol in Ghana's movie
Very
industry.
naughty, those. Yeah.
Until she changed. And she said she was not going to pick any role that would make her act out certain, and it got her the GTP deal.
Yeah.
So now, anytime you see Martha Nkoman, she's on GTP billboard.
And she's loud.
But the percentage is what we are discussing now.
Okay.
The percentage. The number of people who are actually deviating to the part where the nudity, the promiscuity,
Self.
the
Bring money.
putting it in people's face that I don't care, I have my body, I have the right.
Uh-huh.
The way we are telling people that they have the right to do what they do.
But they do.
If only, no, I'm coming. If only it puts money in their pocket, then the conversation changes from the need for change to the need for survival.
See, rather than do it and not get money, why not do it and
Why
get...
do it? Why do it?
Somebody would just do it for some form of gratification. Like,
what
I'm
was
bored. I need to do this.
What's
too.
the difference between that and prostitution?
Okay, let me come in, please. Let me come in.
But
This one
are you
now-
coming in to answer
Yes,
this?
to answer
Okay.
you. Let me come in.
But,
Let me answer.
but do you understand my
They
question?
are
I
not
understand your
commercial
question.
sex. They are not having commercial
But
sex.
listen,
They are
listen.
having sex on the show because they are couples.
Listen.
They are having sex on the show because they have met in a house
Are they
and
real
they
couples?
like it.
Let me
Are they
use
not
my story.
couples? They
Let
went
me use
in
my
as
story.
couples.
Let me use my story as an example.
Okay.
Some years ago, when I started this, I used to see, social media. I used to see, this big celebrities' life and all that. I'm like, oh wow, fame must be sweet. Until I got a little fame, and one man called me that he has a deal for me for one of this club. Is it GTP? Not GTP. One of this companies. I've forgotten. And the deal was 9,000 Ghana cedis. I'll be on Billboard. I'll be this. I'll be that. I was so happy. There will be adverts and stuff. So I met this man, and this man was like, okay, so now before you get your money, I need to do this with you because I like you. So let's do this, and you will get your entire money. If not, you are only getting 7,000. I was very young then, you see, but I know what to choose. It all boils down to choices. I was very young. I could have chosen the money, gotten the fame and all that. I told this man that, give me 7,000. I'm young. I don't know what to do with it, but you give me 7,000. Because I was young. 9,000 for the day. I'm not giving my body to you. He said, okay. Now, there has to be a lawyer to sign and all that. And if you want me to give you my lawyer, then you have to do this. So if not, the money will reduce to 5,000.
Yeah.
The money will reduce out to 3,000. I say, I will take. I will. So actually, at the end of the day, because there was another person who was willing to do it. The person got the deal. I didn't get the deal. Was I paid? I was paid because, oh God, I wish I had gotten the deal. But in a way, I didn't care because that 9,000 wasn't worth it.
So you seem to be saying different things.
No, we are saying the same thing. Listen, we are on the same. I am actually siding with 100% and one.
I am worried
Listen.
that you would agree because the conversation now
said she
comes to
wouldn't
how
agree.
much. Okay.
Listen. For 9,000 cedis, it is not worth it. If you had told me that this company is giving you a house
And
a
a lifetime
house,
brand
a
ambassador,
car,
you
a
are saying
lifetime,
You will do it.
with a
Maybe
cash.
with a cash. All you have to do is to open up for me. Please, I had a boyfriend who was doing it for free and not giving me a house.
Thank you. That is why I said
Yes.
but that's it.
I would have done it for a house
Thank
and
you.
a car because I am renting and can't die.
Hey.
After 2 years, when you're about to pay, that's when you don't have money.
I wish above all things that you prosper and
Yes.
not let money take most of the decisions.
you
Money
see-
answers
you
all
see-
things.
It does.
Let's not
It does.
forget.
It does, but
He
how are you
presented
getting it?
9,000 and a deal. I said a 9,000. I
That's
did
fine.
then cry. Me said 9,000. That time not 9,000. The mawa. I put 100 million. It is wow, the things I can do.
So if my question remains, so how is this different from, let's even say, high-profile prostitution? So this is not.
They get their
even
work.
robbery.
They have
It's
their
choices.
budget.
No, it's
Even the
choices.
high-profile prostitution, they have their
They have their, but it's choices.
So clearly, in the scenario you mentioned, you are not marrying the guy. You are just opening your legs to him.
To
and
him.
and he gives you
And
the
a
house,
house
the car,
and a
etc.
car.
Okay. Then somebody else comes and he's offering you more.
You see,
He
it's
too
choice.
will open your.
At that moment, what I wanted was a house. Listen, I wanted a 9,000 cedis. It would have solved a lot for me, but it wasn't worth it in the long run.
Why?
Because 9,000 is better. But if you had bought, see, as we are here, if you should get 2 houses or with 1 house in Accra, 80% of your problems in the world as a human being is solved. All you need now is Christ.
But you can get that house without. All you have to do is
All you need now is Christ.
To pray that God should forgive you.
But
The
you
issue-
could also get the house without
with years
doing.
with years of struggling, with years of struggling.
So that's where the
Let's
consistency becomes a problem.
it becomes a
You,
problem.
you don't want to go the 15 years to invest towards it, but then it should be a very short way.
If the short way has presented itself,
But you mentioned earlier that you're a Christian, but you know that.
Apostle.
Hold on.
Okay. You see, so I think let me ask you this question before. So according to is it Abraham Maslow's theory of hierarchy of needs?
Yeah.
The moment you get satisfied with the house, another need would arise.
Yes, of course. I
I'm
want a
coming.
private jet.
Another need would arise. So now you'll be looking for probably a car or somebody to pay your fees.
Oh.
You would go looking for another deal.
She wouldn't go looking for if the deal
Okay,
comes knocking
Abraham,
on
me,
the door,
bro,
why
we are
not?
seeing, and the work I'm doing every day, going about, doing this, doing that. It's all to save money. Why am I saving money? For my future. What is my future? To get a house, to get a credit. Listen, I'm coming. To get a car and all that. You said Maslow. Screw him. Sorry. I don't care about Maslow. This is my law. All I need right now is a house and a car, and 80% of my problem in this world are solved
A house and
and
a
a
car.
car. And even forget car, a house. It can be 1 room, 2 room. I don't care. Tell me that I don't have ambition. I
Then
have.
you seem to be less ambitious.
No, it's not about less ambitious. At that point, that is what I need. What is ambition? If you want to get 10 houses in Accra, go wager in probably some years, and you want to struggle and use your body to do 10 houses, that is your choice.
So
you get it.
This
It's
has been one of
tedious.
the major questions I've seen on social media.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it because it exposes a lot with what we actually need in
Yeah.
life.
So ask me
If you're gonna get $10 million right now
Yeah.
on this table,
on this table.
and not wake up tomorrow, would you take it?
No, I won't take it. I need my life.
Okay. So the next question: would you not receive the $10 million and wake up tomorrow? Which one would you pick?
I will not receive
I
the
will
10
not
million
receive
and
the
wake
10
up
million
tomorrow.
and wake up tomorrow. And wake up tomorrow.
Now it shows what Pastor Elvis is trying to say.
Pastor Elvis, okay.
Your present need is life. It is not house.
It is not how. Yeah.
It is not house because you see.
Survival.
And survival.
And survival. So that's what the Bible preaches, that I wish above all things that you will prosper.
Yeah.
Okay, it is not a delightful thing not to
Yeah.
have money. It is not, because
not.
like Lucy has been hammering in my ears here,
answers
money
all
answers
things.
all
I
things.
need that drink.
But at the end of the day, if you really take a look at your life, that people say, oh, what would it benefit you if you gain the whole world?
She doesn't want
Because
to
you
go
can get that deal today. You can walk into a corporate company today, sign a big contract today, all right, and step out, and you are knocked down by a car and you are gone.
And you are gone. Yeah.
And that contract, that deal, that money would mean nothing.
Why the hell would
And
she get it when she won't enjoy it?
so if you wouldn't pick that, and you would pick the real necessity of life, which is your breath, we are saying that maybe for now you will see the house as your present need.
Yeah.
In 2 years' time, it will not be just a house.
Maybe the house can also be a seed for her not to use her money to get the other needs, so
get
that she
other
wouldn't
needs.
have to open
But
her
you know
legs
the funny
to get
thing
the
is,
other
the
one.
funny thing is, you see the
It could be
9,000.
just
The
a stepping
9,000,
stone.
the 9,000 I rejected. I told a friend about it, and she told me that I'm after all, who would have known? You know, and this
But you would
person,
have known.
listen, this person is a big time chorister. She sits in front
But
of
you
the
didn't
church
forget about it. The most
every
important is
day.
you would have
She
known.
preaches to me sometimes. She sent me quotation every morning.
That's why I said.
Me, I hardly even go to church. But I know some things. I know good. I know bad. I know that they will hear and yet. She is always sending me early morning preaching. She told me, "Say, Jimmy, after all, what? Because this word, no, Bonnie, there, Bonnie, for the papa, or Nwanka, or Beji, or Nwanka, or Beji." I didn't take it.
During COVID, Archbishop made a statement, and sometimes I sit back to ask Archbishop Charles Adenasai. Sometimes I sit back personally to ask myself if I can ever in my life make a statement like that. Okay, and it was a very striking statement on integrity.
Yeah.
There was this hula baloo about him during COVID, about a certain bank that collapsed. It was a small bank. Then the ruling government were discussing him on various radio stations and media platforms. And someone said he was going to expose him. The next morning when he was preaching, he said emphatically that nobody, after he gave his life to Christ, nobody can put a thing
On him.
As a young person. Those statements make me think very deep
Yeah.
about certain decisions I may want to take in life. It may be okay today. It may give me the gratification I need today. If I'm chasing self-aggrandizement, it may come. But one day, something would come up in a conversation on a table where your character will be questioned.
Yeah.
And someone may pull up that thing when you think it may have happened 13 years ago and nobody saw. That is why I am saying that our society is growing to the place where, to be frank, nobody cares about people's source of wealth anymore. There is a running story I was discussing with Apostle. I'm sure maybe you may have chanced on it. Killer Boy and Oster.
I was actually reading
A
it.
26-year-old boy who says on his profile he's a crypto blockchain and developer. All right? And the lady is a social media influencer.
Yeah.
When you go on the lady's Instagram page, she has less than 30 posts. Less than 30. And in every post that she puts up, she's in a different country, sitting on a very lovely beach yacht, luxurious lifestyle and stuff like that. An influencer, okay? There are young people who are looking up to her, and she's just 23 or so. Okay? People who are looking up to her and they want that life. Just 3 days ago, we are told that the young boy bought a house for the girl's parents. The father refused to move into the house because he said he doesn't know the source of wealth of the young boy. The mother went. The young boy came to pick the lady that they were going out. After that, they will sleep at his end. 3 days, the mother has not heard from her. Goes with police to the estate, get into the house, only to find out this lady in a pool of blood. No eyes, no breast, no Hollywood.
I think that part may have been too much for the blogger, but the content didn't state that.
Yes, but then we are talking about the fact that the lady is dead now. She's dead. The gentleman has taken to social media to say he's guilty. He accidentally stabbed her and all of these things. This is my point. As every young person, I'm very concerned about that, because our generation today, nobody cares how you make money, and it's a big worry. We should be concerned, so that we do not think that the moment you speak against somebody's wealth, you are jealous of their money. Nobody is jealous. I don't see how maybe a 26-year-old person may be driving a Maserati, owns a 6-bedroom house, and you are
family, family,
and you are telling me not to
family
ask.
money.
If it is family money, I don't have a problem with it. But I'm saying that people don't care how they make money today. That is what is bringing up all these reality shows. Because if you take a look at the source of reality shows from America and Hollywood, we all know what goes in there. The despicable things that people had to do just to even have arguments on TV. The Kim Kardashian show like this, the Kardashian family arguing, throwing bottles at each other. Those things happen in our homes. But are you willing to put those things just on TV for you to make money? That's the bigger question you are asking yourself.
The thing is that maybe the whole idea, okay, let's just say it's business, so it has two connotations. The whole idea could have been them trying to let everybody and the world know that we fight. We are not that perfect picture you see out there. We are not all this lovey-dovey. So then they put a camera on it. For me, who is at a Jacko Joe Chrome, who has access to TV and internet, to know that, apparently it's not only the poor that fights, the rich to fight. It could be that was what they wanted to portray until money started coming out of it.
So that's the point I'm driving. So you see, and I love that you are driving it home for me now. If at the end of the day, you are willing to put...
if my fight can be ordinary
not
fight,
just the fight,
that will make me angry.
Not just the fight alone,
take
Lucy.
my hat
Lucy,
going
not just the
somewhere,
fight.
and when I cool down, I'll be counting cash.
Ordinary anger. I'm angry at a lot of things.
The drama is good. If sometimes the drama is good, the anger is good. But the sexuality starts coming in so much so that you feel like, no, it shouldn't have gotten this far.
No, but what you're saying, let me side with you a little. There was this reality show called Flavor of Love. It was
Never heard.
back. Some US people. I like to watch old stuff. I don't know why, for some funny reasons. I get bored with the new stuff now, so I like to watch old stuff. And people go there to find love. They are vying for a man called Flavor Flav. He's an American, rapper, and he's not very nice.
Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav, yeah. So girls go there and stuff. Now, it has been programmed. It's not scripted, but it has been programmed in a way that they like to throw light on who brings them more drama. Now, when some of these girls left, it had a negative impact on them. Because one lady, she was portrayed on the show, said, Nenu Mubon. And when she went out, she was losing, instead of getting deals, she was actually losing deals. Because people thought, say, Nenu Mubon. But you see, I have started with you, but let's come and look at the positive aspect of all this negativity. A toothpaste company could have hired her.
Yeah.
And do advert for us. And she could have reinvented herself or made money out of there. But she didn't. She sat in the drama. When I went to people said, I was trying to do good. People come to me, you are my role model because me too, you could have written a letter. Look at the positive side of this. It's balanced. You could have written a letter to a toothpaste company saying, I am this person at the show portrayed as Semenumubon. Why don't you use me? To sell your products. At the end of the day, she can make money off it. Something positive has come out of the negativity.
So I think smart. I really like the submissions you've made. Basically reminding us that the end doesn't always justify the means.
Doesn't always.
Okay, so the fact that you get rich by doing certain things doesn't mean that you should do them. And I'm surprised that women would actually support this view, because I think
she wants the private.
The way I esteem women,
I
feel women are so valuable.
We are valuable.
Women
We are attaching money to it to increase the value.
Yeah, valuable.
Women are so valuable that I think no house should be able to pay for what a woman can offer. If you are,
I was just telling her that they didn't make us feel how valuable they are on the show.
I feel no house, no car.
Money is very, very necessary.
No house, no car, no amount of money should be able to.
My life is very valuable, but money is good.
Let me land. So, no house, no car, no amount of money should be able to pay for a woman's, that sacred thing that a woman has to offer, and I'm talking about her sex.
What has poverty done for me?
So, which leads me to point number 2. You see, I think Smart gave only 2 options. Either option 1, you have money and you die, or option 2, you live and you are poor.
Yeah.
I think there's a third
He
option.
didn't say poor.
No,
Or say you don't get the money.
You don't get the money. I think there's a third option where you can maintain your integrity,
yes,
and God can also bless you.
Yes.
So in Psalm 112 verses 1 to 3, it talks about how blessed is the man that fears the Lord, etc. And in the verse 3 it says, his house shall be filled with riches. And I know this is not a Bible study, but throughout the Bible we see many people. You talked about integrity. Job was a man of integrity, and the Bible says he was the richest man of his time. We see people like Abraham. So you can have both. You can fear God, you can maintain your integrity, and God can bless you with it. And I think that is what we should be looking at.
Men, like, I'm not letting the men screw me for the house, but poverty is screwing me in a way. I feel like I'm even engaged with it at this point because it's screwing me bad.
Poverty is bad, but look at this. I mean, when we take the story of Joseph, for instance, I mean, you can imagine a 17-year-old boy, okay, who has an opportunity to sleep with his master's wife, and everything else will be sorted for him. But this guy decides to maintain his integrity, and by the time he's 30 years old, we see how his story changes and how God has blessed him. He's not only the prime minister, but now God has made him wealthy. And so I think that for young people, we shouldn't just look for the shortcuts. We shouldn't look for an easy way out. Somebody said, if you look for shortcut, you'll cut short your life. And so I think it's very important for young people not to look for the easy way out. Let's maintain our integrity and believe in God, and I believe that God will prosper.
I want to say something. I've realized that the whole globalization conversation about what is infiltrating our media space, what is becoming a good product on TV today for people to actually buy and keep buying and have more viewership, is that there is the gradual passing away of our culture. Gradually passing away of our culture. And it is manifesting in the domination of foreign media elements, such as even our marriage rights, our foreign music, the movies, the videos, the dressing, the food we even eat, and many more. which seem to dominate today and influencing and determining what one's taste is now. What one sees as right, what one sees as wrong, what one sees as correct, and what one sees as appropriate. I think that this is where we are having the major issue. The argument is about, is it right? Is it wrong? Is it appropriate? Is it correct? It is not about, would you have wanted that for your family? Would you have wanted? There were scenes in your friend is saying Big Brother, as we saw on the TV screens. We saw people actually, at a go. And you move away from our country Ghana here today, on one of our new reality shows, we see a condom-sponsored program where they are using the condoms that have been given them on the show to actually go ahead to do, and yes, okay, protection can be a bit of education in there. It is good education, but then I don't think that everything should be taught. Every education should come to practice.
Can I say something?
I don't think every education should come through practice, else we will learn divorce by practice.
Of course, that'd be nice.
You get me? Not every education should come. So if your daughter comes home and she tells you, Mom, we did sex education today by practice.
See the way I just opened my eyes.
Yes, would you welcome that? Some education can be done without the practice being done on the TV, or a dummy could be used, as some of the medical TV stations have been doing. They use a dummy, they use a mannequin, they use something else. Not the two individuals actually standing there and actually engaging. That's the way.
I'd like to say
smart.
something. I'd like to say something to what she just said.
Okay.
I have a problem when we go like society, the church, because we are talking about the youth. They didn't just up and become youths. They started from somewhere. And that is the point we have missed. Our parents didn't miss that. I want to say that because our parents didn't miss that point. We, as we are accepting globalization, modernization, and industrialization, we are missing that point. Yeah. And then you made a point about losing our culture.
Gradually.
It scares me more than you. It worries me. It actually gives me headache when I think about it, because we think globalization has made our culture outmoded, and
Precisely.
that worries me a lot, in the sense that we Africans, we are Ghanaians. No matter how I speak English, I speak French, I speak Spanish, German, I can never be German, American, British. If I go to them and I speak like them, I'm still different. I should be who I am. But if I cannot identify myself to who I am as a Ghanaian, because I have practically lost it, I wasn't taught.
Yeah.
And these people won't accept me to be who they are because I am not. Then it means I have no identity. And that worries me a lot. And so I think our generation as parents should do better. We are lucky. No, we are Christians. We don't deal with luck. We are blessed to have both globalization, access to a lot of things, and still have what we had of the past from our parents. We now are lucky. We have both. Yeah. So we should be able to transcend both. Teach them this. Let them acquire knowledge about this, and then it will make them greater. But if we lose, and we have lost it, we are busy, so we are not doing it. So what I'm saying is that we can start. It is not a church. If I am married with my husband, I am the church. Yes. I should start with me. If you are starting with you, at the end of the day, we become society. Yeah. And that will work it out well.
No, Pastor Elvis. So let me read, because of time, let me read some of the comments, and then I'll open the phone lines. So someone says, the person is called Francis, he says, the show is good, but please tell your ladies that money is not everything.
Money answers all things.
They should think about what will happen to their generation. They shouldn't support these.
Do they read their Bible?
Another person says, good afternoon, Apostle Francis and your crew. This is a very interesting program. The statement what you watch makes you is a statement we shouldn't take for granted at all, because what you watch will definitely have an influence on you, either negatively or positively. That is why Elijah said to Elisha, what you asked is a hard thing, but if you can watch me as I go, you will get it. That's an impartation or influence of what you watch. Okay, another person says this is a double blessing. Okay, it says, good afternoon. Thanks for this awesome program purposely for the youth. The topic you have brought for discussion is very helpful in the sense that some Christians don't see it wrong to join this reality show. A show like this to me demonstrates fornication and other vices. I love the submission of the panel member in blue jacket. God bless you all. Keep it up. The panel member in blue jacket is called Smart, the observing journalist. The guy in the blue jacket is my man in this program. Wow, I love his submission. He's very real in his submission. God bless you. All right, so I think some other comments are coming, but we'll open the phone lines right now. If you want to interact with us, you want us to know what you think about this discussion, please hold on. Please, you can call us right now. You can send your comments also to our YouTube channel. It's Precious TV Official. But the number to call is 0207 10001. Again, 0207 10001. So call us right now and let us hear your views on our discussion. Today we are discussing, what title do we give this?
It's a reality,
reality TV and dating, if you like. Reality TV and dating. And so you can call us and let us know what you think. 0207 10001. If we're...
Yes, so I wanted to make a submission here. I want to issue a disclaimer.
Okay.
You asked a question about me, if I will allow somebody I know to go there. Now, one thing we are failing to see is that at the end of the day, Christianity always wins. Well, that's one thing we are failing to
If
understand.
just hold that thought.
All right.
We have our first call on the line. Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Obapa. I'm calling from Kumasi.
Obapa from Kumasi, talk to us.
I just want to tell the Ifwa lady that she should lower her voice with her submission because it's excuse me to say, not really making sense. And I think the guy in the light blue, the sea blue top, wants to talk. So I found my name and non-catcher. I like all his submissions. He's speaking fast. Tell the money is not everything. They are just an example of what they are saying. And they should be careful they don't fall into killer boys trap. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
But your piss kind of with our eyes widely open, you know.
Obapa, thank you for your submission and your why. But at the end of the day, and what's not say? You see, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I've been trying to say. We are imagine this is a Christian show, but because there's controversy, we agree. It is making them learn on their own. I don't even have to teach you anything. You are learning. I'm glad.
All right. So, yes, we have another call on the line. Hello. Good afternoon.
They say you should talk.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Yes. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Double Blessing.
Double
I just
Blessing.
sent a message across. And I really love the program. It's my first time of watching the program. And you guys are really doing well. And then I believe and trust God that if the youth will sit glue on such programs, I think there will be a lifestyle changing. And then once again, kudos to my real man. That is the Mr. Smith guy. In fact, he just did fast. Mr. Smart guy. That's the name. The name goes with the action that he's portraying over there. I really love his submission and other things. And then the two ladies too, you are doing wonderfully well. Especially the lady besides Mr. Smart, right?
Yes.
She is also doing quite well in her submission. And this is good because such programs, like I said, the youth of today can be endanger their lives. Let me put it in that way. Because like when you focus on money aspect of life, that is not enough. Because you can gain the whole world as my brother Smith just put across. Then you lose your life. That one will not help. And then my pastor Evans, too, kudos to him. He's also doing wonderfully well. At least you guys are doing good. Keep it up. And God will bless you more.
Keep watching, keep sharing, inviting people.
Yeah, thank you for your call. But you see, I
I mean, it's like a command on your fasting.
Oh no, it's the truth, because earlier I wanted to hear what you were going to put across, Pastor Elvis, because I can even use myself as an example, you know, that I have experienced how it is like not to have.
Yeah.
And gradually, kakra and kakra, I can confidently tell you that at the position I am now, I am okay.
Yeah, 024450841. That's my number.
All right,
send
we
over.
have another caller on the line. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes. Your name and where you're calling
good
from.
evening. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Please, I'm Alfred. I'm from Sampa. I mean, either you know there or.
Sampa. Okay.
Sampa Valley.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to us, Alfred.
You know, but to be frank, I feel your program well.
To be frank, we agree with you.
Thanks. So I was watching live with I feel the program every day. This is the first time for me I'm hearing you or I'm listening, I'm checking.
Right.
So I'll make my way to join with you every time.
Thank you very much. So every Wednesday, same time. All right. God bless
But
you.
I would wish that a Christian couple will go on the program and portray what we need to see. You see, that's the thing. We shouldn't isolate ourselves and go like, oh, it's too worldly. So no, but then go and portray the values that you want the youth out there to see, because we can have both. It's scripted, but they can also do their own.
I was saying something.
And
I was
show
saying something.
them.
That Christianity always wins. You know
We
why?
always isolate
Big
ourselves.
brother, one guy that won Lakon.
Yeah.
The comment you see is, he has grace. He has grace. Do you know why? Because Lakon was very decent. At the end of the day, people still look out for the decency. I am telling you that this indecent something,
It's
it's just
not
a
about
guilty
the glorious
pleasure.
thing,
It
yeah.
doesn't last. Just like the lifestyle. It never lasts.
Yes.
At the end of the day, something decent
I would
always
really
lasts.
wish a Christian
So, if I should go on PM Extra, if you tell me to go and the money is good, me, I will not go and expose myself. For what reason? I won't go and expose myself.
No.
But I know how to expose, to be controversial in a very Christian manner. One morning I'm fighting, next morning I'm preaching. Ghanaians love that. They love the violence. They like confusion. They love somebody who is odd.
So you are giving them what they like.
I'll give them what you like.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's a call.
So we have another caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yes. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Percy. I'm calling from Angola in Ebota.
Your name is Blessing.
Percy.
Percy.
Percy. Okay. Talk to us, Percy.
Yes. Well, thank you for this program. This is my first time of watching this program. It's very, very quite amazing. I love the program very, very well. I think it's always Wednesday, Abby.
Yes, please. Every Wednesday, 2 p.m.
Oh, okay, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
I like that my brother in the blue. I like his presentation very, very well.
Yes.
I'm not talking like this because I'm a guy or I'm a man or whatever. But today, when you take a look at our ladies or women,
Yepeska.
all they do is money.
We want it.
So good. So make money, my dear.
How can you sell your body for money?
Oh.
You can sell your body today and get your contract, that big contract, your dream contract or whatever. But you may be walking to your house, you will not make it the next day.
Make it in Jesus' name.
What's the essence of getting that your big contract?
Yeah. Okay. I think that's
You
what
wait
Smart
for
was
your
saying.
time.
We'll make it in Jesus' name.
You have to wait for your time. Surely, if God says you will make it, you will surely make it. It's not about selling or whatever before you make it in life. So thank you very much. I like your program very, very well.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. You too.
So like I was saying, so if I know somebody who is going there, I'll tell you strategize. It's script yourself. When people are showing them, so if you look at the winners, people are always talking about the decent ones. Check the records of Big Brother. They like the decent ones. You see an indecent one, they never win. They're just for eye candy. You just like to watch them. So they keep them there. Oh, so they just keep them there. But you see the decent ones, go and check the history. Be like, this girl, she's so homely. She's so good. She's nice. It's all strategy. One guy won white money. White money who won. People like white money because he likes to advise people. You see, if a Christian sister like myself, Christian sister, I'm going there and I'm advising. I have a strategy. I have a plan. This morning you see me fighting. The next morning I'm preaching the word of God. You see, I'm getting the Christians and even the atheists on my side because I'm giving them both worlds. You get it? I don't know that what do I want? It's still the money that I'm looking for. I can win without exposing myself. But
if you tell me to go and shut my mama on TV.
But I believe you can also win
Lucy,
by.
hold that thought. We have another
Okay.
call. Okay. Hello, good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, your name
My
and where you're
name
calling.
is Mariama.
Okay, Mariama, talk to us.
I'm calling from Northeast region.
Okay. Go ahead.
In fact, you people are doing well, especially my brother in a blue coat.
Hey, one of the show.
I admire his speech. In fact, he's an intelligent guy. You are the type of people we need in Ghana. This nation. Yes, we need you people.
Hey, now we're ready.
Amen.
God bless you people.
Amen.
Keep it up.
Amen.
Keep it up. We are proud of you people. We are very, very proud of you people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Observing.
Thank you.
Che-
I must start a political party.
Oh, you have to.
Just sign up on the MP.
Oh, Dabby.
But you know, Lucy was making a point that I think that I really do agree with her, because we kind of sometimes, not all the time, sometimes we kind of make Christianity look like it's a candy floor. Come to Christ, everything will be perfect, everything will be fine, this life would go. But if we are able to also develop a reality show where Christian couples would come to have a demonstration of how the Christian life looks like, even though there may be the presence of arguments, the level of wisdom they would use to address those arguments would empower somebody, would teach somebody that, okay, it doesn't mean that these people do not fight. They do fight, but there is a way around it. You know, I remember, was it the last but one day? Okay.
Maybe wrap up.
Yes, the last but one day of the Supernatural Empowerment Summit, the Archbishop was talking about marriages, and he was asking specific questions as to what people consider before getting into marriage. Whether the person is a divorcee, if the person is, what are some of the things you must look at? If the person has a daughter or has a son, what are some of the questions you must ask yourself? And those are the things that people hardly hear, you know, whenever they sit under meetings like that.
Excellent. All right. So, yes, we have another person on the call. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
I'm Pearl. I'm calling from Kumasi.
Okay, Pearl from Kumasi. Talk to us.
Okay. God bless you all for what you are doing.
Amen.
Especially the guy in the blue coat.
Okay.
Thank you.
He's speaking the facts and he's very, very intelligent. And please tell the ladies that if they want money, they should work for it.
We are working.
We are working, dog. We want
Connection
more.
also helps. You know, sometimes God bring things your way in order to accelerate the work. So yeah.
I think there's a misunderstanding.
So she's still talking.
Okay, let's say.
Are you done?
Please tell them that money is not everything.
That's a result.
Okay. They can hear you.
If you want to go to Dubai, work for it.
You're working.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very
Don't
much.
wait for a man to come and fix you somewhere.
That can be an addition and a pass.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
too.
Please, when God said, I will send a helper your way, he was not referring to a cockroach, an ant, probably a man or a woman to help me. So, yeah. Please.
All right. Okay. So I think we'll take a couple more calls and then we'll call it a day. So the number is 0207 10,001. We have another call on the line. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
I'm Kingsley, calling from Nyame.
Okay, Kingsley. What's up?
Yeah. Okay. Those of you saying money is everything, I'd like to ask a question. And my question is, if, let's say, I'm a Malam, okay, and then you come to me, you actually want money, and then I...
Oh, Kingsley's line went off.
I was going to tell him not to digress. We are talking about exchanging sex for money, not malaman.
And not even sex, PM extra, and if you
yes, it was even
any kind of reality TV
yes,
show.
reality
for
TV
money.
show for money.
Yes.
Yes.
And if you will put me there,
If you put me there
get
for
me
money,
the exposure.
We have another caller on the line. Hello, good afternoon.
Hey, yeah, me one pull.
We have another caller.
And
Hello, good afternoon.
they forget that is work.
Good afternoon.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from, please.
Please, I'm calling from Jomoro.
Okay, okay, Amfufu, talk to us.
Yes, in fact, Apostle, thank you so much for this program. It's very educative. And I like the lady who was talking right now. She's making the program very, very real.
Okay.
And she's bringing a mind on the street, to the studio.
Yeah.
You see, me, I'm a pastor. And I was preparing my sermon as I was watching you. But I've stopped and I'm listening to you because of this too late show.
Wow.
They have put my mind on the studio because we are bringing the things on the street. We have to be real to the flock, to the people. Else, if we don't get balance of what the street or the normal person is doing, what they are thinking, the kind of things, the mindset they are having, we might be stereotyped, and we always think that, oh, everything is one way. So kudos to the lady who is sitting by the pastor, the one with the light blue shirt. Kudos to her very well. I like
Amen.
And I want to see her more.
Hallelujah.
God just sent you a helper.
And you have been working. This is work.
Thank you very much.
know.
You see, we have these shows. You have Christians, but don't forget there are other religions. The moment you give birth to a child into the world, it's not for you anymore. So how can Christians, we also bring out, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Because we have atheists. I have friends who will tell you. Last time I did some screenshots, somebody was saying, let me read this one. It's very interesting. Let me read
If we do it sharp, because there's someone.
Sharp. I'm coming.
Okay, so while you're looking for it,
Satan stopped being my problem when I stopped being a Christian.
Wow.
Religion gives you a lot of imaginary enemies. And
I saw it yesterday.
Oh, wow.
So I think that can be debated. But we have another caller. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay. Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, your name and
I
where
want to make an input on the program.
Yes, please go ahead. Your name and where you're calling from first.
My name is Francis, calling from London.
Francis from London. Okay.
Nandom.
Okay. Yes, please.
Yeah. You see that your callers are ranking your panelists.
Oh my God.
Your callers are ranking your panelists.
Yes.
And you have a call-in commentator. Why is the lady commenting on every call-in that they make? if they call in, it's affecting her presentation, she can make a comment. But the call-in is commenting on somebody's presentation, and she is commenting. Why is it so? So at least you should allow the person whose comment they are recommending to call in, to comment. But she's commenting on all the calls in. Why is it so?
Okay.
At least you should give room to. If the gentleman by her is quiet and listening.
It's because they bullied him.
Oh.
Really? Is it this gentleman?
Yeah.
Opportunity to even speak. I was Francis.
Okay, go ahead. You said who did he?
You were giving me opportunity to speak.
So speak.
No, it's okay. we are listening to a caller now, so let's.
Is he on the line?
No,
I think Pastor always wanted to say something.
A number of times, but I think I've
He
just
has
put it
lost
somewhere. So I mean,
okay. So we'll take one last caller and then we'll wrap up. Okay. Hello. Good afternoon.
Please, good afternoon.
Yes. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
I'm John, calling from Savannah region.
Okay, John from Savannah region. Talk to us.
Thank you very much. Actually, as your program entitled, to be frank, you are the best. I just tuned in, and I realized that this program is on. I listen very keenly. The gentleman in the blue is being portrayed here because of his stand. He is matching with our African culture. Compared to the lady that is just him, it's like the lady is saying something that is scripted should be done. The legality is no morality. The one thing about it is that we can always work, but how decent is what we are working? Everybody can go out to work. Armed robbers are working, prostitutes are all working. But is the work decent? You see, when it is out of decency, when you move from the African culture, then you are moving into somebody's culture. Like the LGBTQ. That is their right. If you want to portray that everybody has a right, then it is also right for them to also do their thing. But in our context, Africans, is that right? So that is what we are portraying. So we want to differ a lot when we say truth is relative, people have the right to do their own kind of thing. If we do that, then at a point we are rather creating souls for the devil and not Jesus Christ. So what we're doing is anything that we're doing, let's look at the moral aspect of it. After all, if you get the whole world and then lose your soul, what is the essence? Thank you very much. The program is excellent. I will commend you for everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I like his closing statement. What shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? And so time is up, unfortunately.
I wanted to say we are not gaining the whole. We don't want the whole world, so we won't lose
what
our
shall
soul.
it profit a woman if she gains the house and car and loses her own soul?
Now you narrowed it down.
That house and the car is her world. That house and the car is her world. Like you said.
Someone said women don't like a lot of things. They want small things like land, car, and
not a world.
small things like land. Well,
so thank you so much. Unfortunately, our time is up. But please, one of the ways you can help us to keep this show running is by sharing with family and friends. Invite people. I mean, even after the show is done on YouTube, our YouTube channel, Precious TV Official, you can share the link with your family and friends. Let somebody become a loyal viewer of this show, and I know that your life will never be the same again. Today, it's been a wonderful time. I didn't see the time passing. And we've done 2 hours already. But thank you so much. Thank you, Pastor Elvis. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, the gentleman in the blue jacket, smart observing journalist. Thank you, Ifua, for being here with us. Thank you so much. God bless you. And join us same time next week, 2 p.m. on To Be Frank, and we'll be frank with you. God bless you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.